Okay, our hotel. Whoop. Hello, there I am. That's our room down there. This is a traditional Venetian hotel, done in the style of Best Western, but it's still family run, which I'm on my way to get. Bit of a lift. So I walk out, and I'm going to attempt, oh there's a reflection in there, I'm going to attempt to take us to the opera down the main street. That should be interesting. Our hotel lobby. So we have breakfast every morning, which is really cool. Very friendly people here. The reception area, which is cool. Hi, I'm videoing. We walk up those stairs to get to where we can't be bothered with a lift. Nice room. Always dumb to myself when I don't know what I'm doing. It's great, isn't it? Right, so this is the alley outside. Everything's really high here. Yeah, the opera was quite interesting. Me and Jayne never done an opera before. There's a height of our hotel. I just can't emphasise how tall it is, guys. Everything's tall. I'm a midget here. Right then, up the road here. Yeah, we went to the opera. I would say the venue is a fantastic thing. It's properly regal, very opulent. Felt underdressed in trousers and shoes and everything like that. It was almost like royalty was going to appear around the corner, etc. The best drinks and champagne and chocolates, everything obviously a fortune. And you really get the hit of, how do you say, well, that you've arrived, really. The build-up is fantastic in comparison to not the event. That's his way of putting it down. We spoke to some other people afterwards, and me and Jayne also agree that doing an opera is interesting, but we need to do a better one than that one. It's a strange storyline, but it's still emotional, and it's still, you can see how it hits you. When you're inside the room, it's ginormous, and obviously spectacularly in brilliant condition. There's no other way of putting it. But I'm talking to myself and walking. It's really weird. This Burger King, can't get away from them. We had an ice cream in there last night on the way home from the concerto. Went to a Strauss and Mozart concerto, for God's sake. That was interesting. That was like the cheap seats. The opera was like majorly expensive and keep the riff-raff out, and then they sort of did the commercial concerto stuff. But that was done in Johann Strauss's own palace, which he had just down the road where we're living. In fact, just down there, probably about another 500 metres past our hotel that direction. That's where it was. We've both found with operas and with concertos, obviously the modern age we live in, with amplifiers and stuff, they're a lot quieter than we expected. We had good seats in the opera and it was still a lot quieter than we thought. But the concerto again was, I can understand people go, shh, be quiet, that's your heading. But there you go. Well, this is the main drag. The church of St. Stephen's Church is up there. And the opera house is just down here. So, tailor-made, so Jayne didn't have to walk far in her high heels and everything. It's quite a grand place with the buildings. I suppose I should try and explain how high they are again here. It's great, everyone's looking at me, I don't care. Okay. Würstel. I haven't tried one of those yet. We've done the Wiener Schnitzel twice, and a chicken schnitzel. They're genius. Jayne was brave, did some sort of dumpling thing that was sliced. Other than that, what else have we eaten here? We've been, the breakfasts are just fantastic at the hotel. Really large amount of stuff, which we obviously filled our boots with. Okay. This is the Opera House. Yeah, Manon, a young girl. What should we say? Full of innocence, and at first glance is very, very sweet. But it later transpires that all she wants is a good time, really, but in an innocent way. She doesn't really know what she wants out of life, but she certainly is a looker, and she drives loads of men wild. In fact, one man so wild that he changes his lifestyle, and his father abducts him to separate them. And she gets took off by some guy who would appear to be like a pimp, and put into the whoring game to become the top whore in the Moulin Rouge, which no one was expecting that. She finally gets out of it and tracks him down. He's become a priest because he just can't handle women anymore. She convinces him to basically stop being a priest and get off with her again. He obviously fights that. In the end says bollocks, gets involved with her again and does it. What happens next? Then she doesn't really know what she wants. In the end she makes him gamble all his money away in a sort of dodgy downtown Paris bar. Because she won't stop whoring, her family get her deported to Virginia. Her brother was a policeman. Her lover gets involved with the policeman, sees her at the deportation station, where unfortunately she's got consumption. Admits she still loves him and dies in his arms. There we go, the Opera Manon. We'll definitely be doing one of those again. Obviously you get people here touting for tickets all dressed up as Mozart lookalikes and stuff like that. That's who we bought the local tickets off there for the concerto yesterday. The concerto was good actually. It was, like I say, Vienna. You got to do culture when you're here, really. So they did a bit of like plain music. They did some opera songs where they brought on opera singers. They also did some ballet, and a couple of ballet dancers came on and did all their stuff. It was quite good. But because it was a lot cheaper to get in than the opera, because I don't want to tell you how much the tickets were here, but it was absolutely rude. But the opera were like £40. The concerto was £40 each, and because of that, shall we say, people who just give it a go in there. So maybe talking over the music, just not interrupting the song, stuff like that. You find yourself, even though I have not much of an interest in it, but you find yourself saying, "God damn it, I wish you people would be quiet and look at them distastefully, etc." But it's a shame that they were like that, because the guy on the lead violin, I don't know his name to my shame, was some virtuoso for 15 years at a top philharmonic. So I felt sorry for him, and he, and quite rightly so as a maestro, was giving disconcerting looks off the cloth he had balanced on his shoulder and had his violin, looking at the crowd going, "Stop it," before he'd start a new song, which I thought was brilliant. That's what you've come here for. But to have the concerto in Strauss's own palace, for goodness sake, it was so magnificent. I just can't emphasise the chandeliers, the opulence, the carving, all the stonework. It's just, you've arrived. If you want to do bling, this is the place. I mean, it is great. There's no other way about it. And that's the entrance we went, and that's the side entrance. I'll just take you around the front entrance. I don't think you can get it from this side of the street. But we go there. Today we just took a metro, an underground. This is one entrance to an underground. This is some grand plaza or Platz. We went to Stephanplatz, which is near the church. And from the church we got a train to the Danube, which I can see that being a major party. It's full of bars and everything, but it was a little bit empty when we were there this morning, because I think they'd been partying all night. Obviously last night we went to the concerto, so we couldn't really stay out late. In fact, all nights were out late, because today we're off to the Spanish riding school, which is what I'm going to video walking up to in a bit. So there we are. Right then, bye bye.